When you look in a mirror, you see your own reflection. You see yourself. Yourself is an example of a reflexive pronoun. Just as a mirror reflects your image, so does a reflexive pronoun reflect the subject pronoun. What are the possible forms of reflexive pronouns? Reflexive pronouns directly correspond to personal pronouns. As there are 8 of them, there are also 8 reflexive pronouns. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, themselves. Several forms are directly connected to the possessive pronouns, my, your, her, and our, or to the object pronouns, him, it, and them. That is why these potential forms don't exist. And the 3% in plural form also show the plural ending, selves, instead of the singular self. These constructions either don't exist or are non-standard forms. The special pronoun one has its own reflexive pronoun, oneself. Dancing, writing, and drawing are common ways to express oneself. The reflexive pronoun, oneself, is used when speaking in general about a situation. An alternate form is to use the reflexive pronoun, yourself, to speak about people in general. One can hurt oneself on those nails over there, so be careful. You can enjoy yourself by simply taking the time to relax. When do we use reflexive pronouns? If the subject and the object of a sentence is the same person. I enjoyed myself when I was in Canada. A reflexive pronoun can be a direct object in a sentence when the subject and the direct object are one and the same. Jack decided to reward Mary with a dinner out. Jack decided to reward himself with a dinner out. In the first sentence, Mary is the object of reward. Jack, the subject, is the object of reward in the second sentence, so we use the pronoun himself. Reflexive pronouns can also play the indirect object role in a sentence. Tom bought a motorcycle for himself. In this example, himself is used as the object of a preposition in order to refer back to the subject. Mariam pours a cup of tea for herself every morning. Reflexive pronouns are also used to emphasize something when someone insists on doing something on their own, rather than relying on someone else. I want to finish it myself. It means I don't want anyone helping me. Frank tends to eat everything himself. He doesn't let the other dogs get any food. He baked the cake himself. They are also sometimes used following the prepositional phrase all by to express the subject did something on their own. He drove to school all by himself. My friend learned to invest in the stock market all by herself. It means that she did it on her own. No one else helped her. Common errors with reflexive pronouns. The most common mistake of all is the incorrect use of reflexive pronouns in compound subjects or compound objects in a sentence. Here is an example of that. Andrew and myself will conduct today's meeting. How do we know that myself does not belong as part of the compound subject? I mean Andrew and the speaker in this sentence. Remove Andrew from the equation to see if what remains functions correctly. Myself will conduct today's meeting. Clearly, myself does not work, but the subject pronoun I does. I will conduct today's meeting. Andrew and I will conduct today's meeting. The improper use of reflexive pronouns as objects is just as common among learners. You may submit your expenses to Mr. Martin or myself before Friday. The subject of this sentence is you, and the indirect objects are Mr. Martin and the speaker. Taking Mr. Martin out of the sentence will reveal that myself will not work. You may submit your expenses to myself before Friday. The sentence requires the object pronoun, me. You may submit your expenses to me before Friday. You may submit your expenses to Mr. Martin or me before Friday. That was all about reflexive pronouns. Thank you for watching this video. Now that you have learned more about reflexive pronouns, give yourself a pat on the back. See you soon!